I have some different opinions than him, but it still doesn't change the fact that that's
Right.
okay. I have
Yeah.
different opinions than every single
Yeah.
person that attends my show, and there's
Yeah.
10,000 people there over the weekend.
With
God
what
knows
you
what there's gonna be since he's been talking about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bonkers.
Now this is podgazing.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Podgazer podcast. I am Star Wars Gazer. I am joined by my newest friend, Michael Havens, out at ICCC. How are you today, sir?
What's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm good.
Good. I like the ICCC banner and cloth
So
behind you
yes, this
there.
is where I actually work and do stuff. I'm at my wife's toy store today, hence all the outfit.
Oh, sick.
Icy Toys Nashville, but this is my little hidey hole at Icy Toys Nashville where I can do like Zoom calls, and I got a bunch of big monitors, and I'm also a nerd, so I can go through toys and stuff like that. I mean, I got toys all around me, and I don't know, like a whole bunch of different stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Transformer. I don't know, man. Got a bunch of Transformers over here. There's an AT-AT over there. There's Darth Vader.
You're literally like a kid in a toy store.
Yes, exactly. It's a great place to have to work and have to do stuff. But that's why you're like, hey man, can we record? Yeah, I just happen to be here today. I'm all Icy Toys out. So yeah, stop on.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll do a pitch, man. Stop
Do it.
on by Icy Toys Nashville, 2549 Lebanon Pike in Nashville, Tennessee, and grab a little piece of history.
Heck yeah.
How about that?
So I didn't know your wife has a toy store. So tell us a little bit about the toy store. That's cool.
Well, she was she was the controller for GMC in Murfreesboro, like big time job, right? Like runs all the accounting and all the paychecks and all the everything. And she came to me one day because see, when I was buying, I'm a huge collector. I'm a real nerd.
Yeah.
And when I was buying a bunch of Star Wars, what happens? You go buy a collection, and then you get a whole bunch of stuff that the person collected, but that you don't collect. You know what I mean? So I end up with Transformers or Ninja Turtles, all of which I think are really cool, but I don't personally have a collection of.
Yeah.
And they would end up in my garage. Well, eventually there was so much, my truck couldn't fit in my garage. So it filled up the entire side of my garage, right? So she's pulling in every day looking at it, and she's going to her high pressure, high end, highfalutin job of 60 hours a week,
Whew.
And she's looking over there and she's like, "Can I just quit and sell those Star Wars toys that are in the garage?" I said, "Sure, baby. Go ahead."
Dang.
And so that's what she did. That was 3, 4, 5 years ago now. And she runs Icy Toys Nashville. You can find them online too, icytoysnashville.com. But it's just a toy store. She has a huge Jawa focus and Leia focus. She's a big time nerd just like me. She loves Rebels. And that's why I know everybody's all up in arms about Star Wars theory and this and that in the comments. And I did want to say something real quick. You can't take the comments of people's fans and hold it against them. Or like, what if somebody's wearing an ICCC t-shirt and gets arrested 6 months after the convention? Is that my fault?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know, man. I like, we're just nerds with a toy store that built a convention because there was no convention down here. It's literally a mom and pop convention.
I love it.
And that's why I'll take whatever heat has to come. And the reason why is because I have asked every single person that has been screaming at me for the last 5 days, just show me any actionable evidence or proof and I'll do it. This all came from, Star Wars Facebook groups, man. Buying, selling, and trading toys on Facebook, where we don't allow people to cuss. We don't allow repro fakes. We don't allow anybody to fight or any politics at all.
Yep.
So that's the thing. Any of these people that are really flipping out, they have no idea who we are and who we've been for, 10 years we've been doing these things.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating because, well, it's not even frustrating. It's just disappointing because they don't know who we are. You know what I mean? But they immediately, I've never had international hate like this. And I run 27 Facebook groups about collecting Star Wars toys. There is plenty of hate in my PMs on a regular basis.
Yep.
But I just keep asking, show me something he's done wrong. And I'm not trying to, raise the banner for him. To be completely honest, as I've told you before, dude, I'm not even like a podcast guy. I like listen to Sinatra and read books and watch comedies and I hardly ever watch any kind of podcast. So I didn't know much about Theory besides Theory is Theory, and Theory's got a bazillion followers and he's like top end of Star Wars podcasting, this, that, and the other. And then you connected me with him, and then I talked with him, and he was super duper nice when I talked to him, and I've talked to him a few times since, and he's always been nice and cordial, and he seems like a good guy. I've never met him. I don't know him, but he seems really, really nice. And when I released him, it was just being like, check this out. This massive podcaster actually knows ICCC exists.
Right.
You know what I mean? Exactly. It was such a trip. And so I just wanted to share it with people, and now people like, man, they hate me. Like I'm like, I don't know, fighting against something or something. I'm not. I am the least political person you're ever going to meet in your life. I play with Star Wars toys. I'm a nerd. I mean, and all I ever see, and all they keep sending me is they send me this one Rolling Stone article that says he had a therapist on one time. And granted, I haven't seen the video, but I did ask on another podcast they had me do, and I was like, well, is the therapist a Star Wars fan? And they said no. And there was a point about it, how she wasn't a Star Wars, or he wasn't a Star Wars fan. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Whoever it wasn't a Star Wars fan. And right there, I said, so why are we even talking about it? I don't know if the people that are so angry remember 20 years ago when you used to get picked on for wearing a Star Wars t-shirt.
Right.
You weren't allowed to have a Yoda on your dashboard, or you were a loser.
Right.
Like
100%. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And people like Theory, they're the ones who brought the next generation to think that the old generation that does this are like not weirdos. You know what I mean? So it's like, so that's why I have asked and asked and asked, man, but all I can get is one time on one podcast interview he did out of the 10,000 interviews he's done, there was one person that said something that was inappropriate.
Right.
Okay, well, you know how many people go on the stage at ICCC every year? What if somebody just grabs the mic and says something wrong? I mean, I'll stop it, but what are you going to do? And that seems like the same thing he did. He stopped it and he said that was wrong and that's not what my feelings are. And I really don't know. So anyway, there is nothing actionable. And the tentpole of the Imperial Commissary since the first day, and anybody that knows us, is if you have not done anything wrong, we will not remove you.
Right.
Period. There has to be something that you have done that is wrong, or we will not remove you. And we will fight that battle till we die. We have had some old school Star Wars collectors with prototypes and, oh no, you can't have this guy in this group because he did this and he did this. And then you go, okay, send me a screenshot. Now we've been doing that for 11 years now. Do you know what I mean? That's the way the Imperial Commissary has always worked and will always work. We will not be pushed around by people that have no proof and just don't like someone because they read a headline once that they aren't well read in on. I mean, I highly suggest everybody out there, go do your own research. Look into me. Look into everything about me. Find out. Make your own opinion. And then look into everything about IC and about ICCCon. And then look into everything about Theory. And I'm quite sure, as long as you go into it, not even with an open mind, with an analytical mind, you'll be able to see that this is just, it's not even true.
No,
it's completely nuts, snowballed, out of left field, doesn't make any sense at all. Not true.
Yeah. And it's just been so wild, man, to see, like,
so wild.
Like, we announced this a week ago, right? Theory. And like with you, I'm like, dude, this is huge. Like, this is cool. And then like this whole week, like even now while we're talking, I'm looking at my phone and it's like comment, someone going after Theory, someone defending him, someone going after you, someone defending you. Like, it's just like, it's wild. And so like with you, like you said right at the beginning, you don't know me. You've never taken the time to get to know me. Hey, same thing with Theory. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he might be the same dude but like one of the things that's been really cool, and I posted this on my Instagram, I think I tagged you in it, is he's been posting a lot of like behind the scenes vlogs of him just talking and stuff like that. And just kind of, I'm like, this dude seems like a down to earth, really cool dude. Like, I would want to hang out with that dude.
Yeah.
Like, get to know
No,
the
he
man
seems like
before
a
you.
nice guy, man.
Yeah.
But even if he wasn't my particular cup of tea, I'll be honest. I'm always honest. Okay, so what I'm
Yep.
gonna do is be honest here.
Yep.
I think he does great videos in order to keep people intrigued. I think he
Yeah.
swears too much, but that's okay because I swear too, just not on video. And it's a younger generation, so what the heck do I know? He
Yeah.
doesn't like a lot of the new stuff. To tell you the truth, I love TFA, man, and I love the what was it? The Rise of Skywalker. I didn't
Yeah.
like the one in the middle. It was kind of
Yeah.
weird. There were weird parts and like Luke eating out of
Yeah.
the animal on the thing, and you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that he didn't pull the X-wing out of the thing. And we even talked, like Leia would have had to be eating bean burritos to move through space like that. I mean, those kind of things they could have avoided with giving a target demographic of Star Wars fans 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it seems like he just speaks out to stuff like that, and I understand that.
Yeah.
I do like some of the stuff Disney did. As I said, my wife used to be a controller at GMC in Murfreesboro and run the joint. And Star Wars, the Rey being in Star Wars is what got her into Star Wars.
Yeah.
And now she loves all Star Wars. But
Yeah.
she started with The Force Awakens in the movie theater. That's
Yeah.
when she first really got understood what Star Wars was. So I don't know, man. I have some different opinions than him, but it still doesn't change the fact that that's
Right.
okay. I have
Yeah.
different opinions than every single person that attends my show, and there's
Yeah.
10,000 people there over the weekend.
With
God
what
knows
you.
what there's going to be since he's been talking about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be bonkers. I mean,
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that's something that I think this whole world is just missing now. It's like there used to be a time when, for the most part, if you disagreed with somebody, let's sit down, let's talk about it. I'll give you points of my side. I'll listen to you and your points on your side. We might not change each other's minds, and that's okay, but at least we'll understand where each other is coming from and we can move on. Today, it is not like that. There is no chance of sitting down and talking with anyone. It's if you don't like what I like because the way I like it, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're fit in any slanderous word you want right there. It is so sad now. We just can't have a conversation.
Well, see, if you join the Imperial Commissary, you can find it online. It's a closed Facebook group. But if you join the Imperial Commissary for collecting vintage Star Wars toys, you will see how tough it is to get in there. And if you say any of those things at all in there, either way, you get removed. Like that's the way ICCC as well. People have been doing I feel like this because this is there and blah blah blah. And it's like, listen, I have better security than any other convention in the world. No joke.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I don't just hire 1-800 security.
Right.
Everybody I have on security is a Star Wars fan or a sci-fi fan or a Ninja Turtle fan or somebody that collects toys because it's the Imperial Commissary Collectors Convention. The thing is the reason why our security is so great is because number one, if something goes wrong, I don't care if I have the right insurance. I'll feel like crap. Okay.
Right.
So I overpay. Number two, we have some of the most rare and expensive collectibles on the face of the planet. It's like freaking Fort Knox in there. And these people are treating it like, and that's the thing. It's people that are getting so annoyed because they have no idea what this convention is. This convention, I hate having to call it a convention. It's not a convention. It's a sleepover for a bunch of nerds, and it's a family reunion for Star Wars and other toy line fans from around the world. And it's a safe place for the people who collect the rarest, most expensive toys and collectibles on the planet to come and do transactions in person.
Right.
Like you have no idea what this is. This is no MegaCon. Informa does not own this. There is nobody behind me telling me that what I have to do because the director of HR said XYZ. I am a crazy person that put on a show in Tennessee because I had a little extra money in my pocket. In real life, I got a trucking company and logistics brokerage and art galleries. This isn't what I do.
Yeah.
I do this because there was no con in Tennessee. And honestly, dude, and I said it, I was at a corporate con, right? I was at a corporate con and I try to always avoid it. And I'm not going to, I still go to it. So it's not like it's a bad con. Okay. But I had a $750 badge around my neck. My wife had a $750 badge around her neck. I was eating a $35 plate of orange chicken. I wouldn't feed my worst enemy and drinking a $9 Coke. Okay.
Ugh.
I just stood in line at the con store for 3.5 hours. I stood in line for Mark Hamill's autograph for 4.5 hours, and I was third in line for that autograph, and I stood there for 4.5 hours. Okay,
Wow.
and it's just because their scheduling was shot because they don't care. And
Yeah.
so he just showed up whenever, but nobody was told. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's because these giant corporate cons, these people are attacking me. But the reason why is because they have access to me.
Yeah.
You show me another convention owner's person that is on this level of conventions that does podcasts, that
Right.
talks to the fans, that tries to listen, that says, hey, I understand you have a problem with this XYZ guest star. Show me actionable evidence and I'll do something about it.
Yeah.
But until that point, just because you don't like him doesn't mean he can't come. It's a con for all of Star Wars people, but it still doesn't change the fact it's my credit card.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And if you don't like him, that's okay. Either ignore his table and go
And
around the line.
go visit with the other 10,000 people in the room.
Exactly. Or no one's forcing you to buy the ticket. Like, we want Star Wars fans to come, but nobody's forcing you to come. Like, it's free country. Do what you want. Like,
Yeah. And you know what? I don't know, man. People need to experience it more.
yeah.
And then they'll understand. The ones that have experienced it have just sent me PMs of support and understanding and be like, man, I don't, that's the way the IC's always been. Man, I have people that I call friends that I've had to kick out of the IC because they cuss somebody out. You know what I mean? Like, the rules are the rules.
Right.
And until I have something actionable, I don't care if this is the hill I die on and they cancel me away because, well, I do care. I've put my blood, sweat, and tears in this, man. So I hate that people are trying to cancel me.
And it's your name on it.
Wrong. I have supported a million different things. I just started a charity for the collectibles community. Go look, icforlifecharity.org. It's actually a federally licensed nonprofit, 501c3. It is no joke. And these are the kind of things that I've always done. I've had, people have weddings at the ICCC. I've had people this is our history and our family. And whether some new people like us or not, that's fine. But I don't know, man. I cannot wrap my head around why something that one attendee says at all affects anything of me. I don't understand that, because if it does, well, thankfully it only does to a certain handful group of people. Because think of all those things that those people have said on these. You see the comments; they're vicious.
Yeah. They're still rolling in right now.
Am I held liable for all their stuff where they're yelling at me? There was one person that wrote on there, why are you only giving likes to the people supporting Theory? I wrote back, because it's my convention and they're the ones that are saying nice things about it. And you guys are just calling me the most horrible names in the world.
Yep.
I mean, dude, I am a nice guy. And you ask anybody that has ever truly met me in person, I'm a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even understand. I am not that way. I am not any of the things they accuse me of. And now that I have, as I said before, I don't watch much YouTube, but now that I have been forced to watch, 100 hours of Star Wars Theory YouTubes.
Yep.
There's nothing.
There's not. And I've been watching him since 2016 when he really first got going with his Snoke theory. There's nothing. Like, the only thing.
Theory? I had a Snoke theory. Do you want to know it?
His Snoke theory was that he was Darth Plagueis.
Oh, no. Mine was Ezra. Ezra is Snoke. That was
interesting.
See, I'm not nearly as famous as Star Wars Theory, though, so nobody knows.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought that would have really worked out, dude.
Yeah.
Timeline and everything.
But I've been, like I said, been watching his videos since 2016. He's said nothing of anything that they're saying. Like, he just says, like, hey, I don't like these movies. I think they're garbage, and here's why I think they're garbage. It has nothing to do with, did they have, some of them happen to be like directed by women or written by women? Sure. But I'm sure there's plenty of, like Theory said in his video, I'm sure there's plenty of movies that you've watched that you're like, this movie is garbage and I hate it. And here's why. That are directed and written by men. So does that make you a sexist towards men?
People, people pick on him for it, but man, all I know is, like, he didn't like the Disney Star Wars movies, and those were all made by guys.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that doesn't really make sense. I don't know, man. I thought Solo was really cool, and I think it's a bummer that we lost Solo too, because they had to put a patch on the bleeding, gaping wound that was the one with Luke Skywalker throwing a lightsaber away.
Last Jedi. Yeah,
I hate remembering what that name.
I also love Rogue One. Rogue One's a great movie. Awesome. My kids are watching it right now upstairs. Like,
awesome, great movie.
Yeah. So I'm with you. Like, there are some movies that are pretty good, and there are some that I'm like, it wasn't that great. Like, and that's something too. I've had the opportunity to, and you guys can go watch it. I was able to interview Roger Christian, the maker of the original lightsaber, and like he doesn't like those movies either, especially that middle one, because there's so much history and lore built in that lightsaber that he just chucks over his shoulder like it means nothing. And it's like, okay, hold on,
It wasn't
wait a
even
second.
his lightsaber first. It's not a move he would
No,
do. I can't believe Mark Hamill said okay.
right. I'd have been like, no.
Yeah. Figure something else out. Write it different or something.
Right. Yeah.
This is Luke's lightsaber. This is Anakin's lightsaber. This is saved a galaxy numerous times.
Right. Yeah. It's just so wild, man. Like, they just do something like that. But I mean, bringing it all back, like, I'm excited for ICCC, dude. Like, I appreciate you guys giving me
up.
Dude, I'm so stoked. Like, the room sales,
the
meeting
thing.
all these YouTubers I've gotten to know.
Room, you know what I mean? We didn't lose a single hotel room, and not a single person has written me and said, I want my money back on my ticket. And the reason why is because everybody who's already heard about it and bought their tickets, they know what it is.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at this entire thing that's laying out on the internet and being like, these people have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And they just don't, man. It's not like that. It's like the nicest place in the world. Ask anyone that's been. It is the nicest convention ever. And it's
crazy. Will. Like, all the negative comments are coming from like 2 threads. The whole rest of
like, dude, it's like 3 or 4 or 5 people total that are being like,
and the rest of it is all like, everyone's like, this is fire, this is sick. One guy I saw earlier today was like, this is absolute fire. I saw this and immediately went and got my VIP tickets. I was like, that's sick. Like,
it's good, man. I mean, no tickets. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm not involved in the drama 99% of the time, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I've been a internet influencer / personality thing. Cause I mean, I have a decent network of Star Wars collectors. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to hype myself up in any way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I've been in this space a long enough time to understand the questions to ask and to always do the research. Yeah. And before I had him, I didn't really do any research on him because I was just like, he's a super famous podcaster. I'm just going to slap up a post. Right. But then once I did, I mean, I have taken everybody's, and like, these people will be like, you're a piece of blank and I'm so disappointed and I'm never going to come to your stupid blah, blah, blah. And like, really horrible. You know what I mean? Calling me every name in the book. And I literally respond, I'm sorry you feel that way. If you can send me any kind of actionable proof or anything, I will gladly look at it and take action. Until that time, Star Wars Theory is welcome at ICCC. That's literally what they are writing me the most horrid stuff I have ever seen written.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm still not saying block. I'm saying go ahead and show me, because my door is open. Man, there is no other convention on this planet where you could get the guy that is me to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And to me, that's in my opinion, part of that Me Too movement. That's like, okay, as long as I say that this happened, that means you have to believe me. And it's like, whoa. Like, okay, it may have happened, but just show me the proof. If you show me where it is, timestamp it, give me a link, I'll look at it. And if it's that, man, I'll take care of it. That's not a big deal.
Man, I don't really do politics at all. I couldn't care less. It's not my ocean. There is nothing I can do to change anyone's ideas about anything.
For sure.
What I can say, though, that is different from that is that this guy spends his entire life on video.
Right.
Like, if he ever even like got food poisoning, you'd know about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's like other things, person's word against person's word, whatever. You got to look into that, so on and so forth. But honestly, dude, I am no politics.
Yeah.
But this guy, even just leaving complete politics out of it, I mean, he's always everything. I saw him eating sushi the other day.
Yep.
Like, so I know he eats sushi, but what do I need to know? He eats sushi. You know what I mean? Like, that's how much in his life these videos are.
Yeah.
So if he did say something, or if he was that person, he would, I don't know, everybody would have the clip.
Right.
It would be the first thing shared on everything. He said something the other day where he's like, I'll give $20,000 to anybody that can prove it. Dude, for $20,000, I'm surprised they don't have deep fakes of it.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
20 grand.
Right.
Like, I'm not allergic to 20 grand. Are you allergic to 20 grand?
Nope, not at all.
So if you don't think I'm not out there looking, you're crazy.
So I know obviously you can't give like details of conversations, but what has it been like being able to call and talk to Nia and stuff?
Well, I think it's really cool between us because he has some idea of me and I have some idea of him. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But very minimal because our spaces are very different. Mine is collectibles, rare collectibles. That's what this started from. The
Yeah.
only reason why I have movie stars at all is because it's like owning a coffee shop without any creamer. You know what I
Right.
mean? You have
Right.
to have the creamer even if you don't drink creamer.
Right.
Like it's very funny. I'm one of those people that I end up with a lot of autographs because of the convention, and I don't sell autographs.
Yeah.
They just sit there. I've got like $35,000 worth of William Shatner autographs from year one still, which was in 2018. So,
Jeez.
I mean, it's just because they end up, you got to pay them whatever and you get the autographs in return. So I end up with autographs, but I don't even collect autographs. There's probably 15 autographs in my collection room, and that's only from guest stars that have been over there. And I told them they could write their name on any of this stuff.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? I'm not an autograph collector. I'm not a guest star hunter or finder or whatever. I just happen to be a huge collectibles nerd.
Yeah.
And the thing is, man, is Nashville. This is the crazy thing, and nobody notices this. But I didn't finish my story with the $35 orange chicken, man. So anyway, I said we could do it better, and then my buddy Dave O'Brien was there, and I went to look for a venue, and I ended up with a rodeo arena. So this started from nothing.
Jeez.
It wasn't even supposed to be a con. You know what I mean? It's a baby
Just a
that
get
has
together.
grown. That it started at meetups, man. We were doing meetups in Kentucky, Lexington, and we did it at a toy shop there. And there were 15 people, and I bought Little Caesars pizza, and we watched the Revenge of the Jedi movie trailer on a wall. Like
That's awesome.
this was not like 10,000 people and giant props and movie stars or anything when it started. This was like, hey, I'm going to Lexington Comic-Con. If anybody from the IC wants to meet up, let's find a bar or something. And somebody was like, I own a comic book shop. And that's why we ended up there. Like, this is not even my real life. Like, I have real jobs. It's like, you know what I mean? This is like, and it's just crazy because it's grown so much. And now with him talking about it, it's so many people are taking notice of it. And man, the accusations fly before they even bother to look at who you are.
Yep, 100%.
But I mean, I pride myself on being politically non-existent.
Yeah.
All through COVID, all through 2-3 different presidents or whatever we're doing. I don't say anything about anybody because it's not my ocean, man. All I want to do is play Star Wars toys. I was lucky enough to have a good job that pays my bills, and it gave me the ability to have my wonderful wife here that has a toy store and is practically not retired, but toy store retired, you know?
Right.
And me to not have to like, I don't know, do the 9 to 5 in a cubicle anymore. I mean, it's wonderful. So what I did is I started collecting toys, Star Wars toys. And that snowballed out of control into 27 Facebook groups, which has now snowballed out of control into the largest sci-fi convention in Tennessee.
Yeah. So do you have, out of curiosity, do you have like a ticker as far as like how many people you got counted to go right now that have bought in tickets and stuff? No. I was just curious to see how many people.
It just goes like,
okay.
Yeah, I don't even get those emails. This is actually like a project. I know I am on camera all the time, but like that's not even my department. Like, you know how you got all your press badge thingies and they like came out and we're all nice and have
I saw they were from
coupon
Andrea.
code and this and that and the other thing. I haven't even seen that. So
yeah.
I've only seen the shots because people put it up in their stories on Instagram.
Yep.
So that's why I was like, oh, that went out today. That looks nice. But no, it's a big thing. There's a lot of freaking moving parts, man. I can't do it all.
Right. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I was just curious, like, because I've never been, so I'm curious to like. Obviously, it's not like a mega con level huge, but at the same time, like I know it's probably pretty big. Like,
no, yeah, it's much smaller than a mega con. It's but that's not what we're going for.
No, and I know that. Yeah.
Like even for the booths, if you go look at the vendor booths, right, and there are still some vendor booths left, but they are almost sold out. And you know, I don't know. It's crazy. It's because see, we went to a 3 times bigger venue than we had last year.
Yeah.
So we sold way more vendor booths already than last year, but we
Dang.
still have some left because it's so much bigger. You know what I mean?
So
Which is
talk about that a little bit, because I saw on a other podcast that you were live. You were talking about like you actually got this new, bigger space, nicer space, to be honest, for cheaper. Like,
yes. Well, what happened is, I don't know, 4 of them ago, we did it at the Music City Sheraton. It was great.
okay.
And then it was right after COVID. I actually won a big, I don't know where it is, it's somewhere, but I got like this big Super Bowl ring for Convention Promoter of the Year in Vegas. Like it was really cool. I thought people were trolling me until it really happened. You know what I mean? Like it was a trip, dude. But it was because we were the first con after COVID. So even the giant cons used our COVID policies.
Wow.
So we got like this big honor and blah, 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 blah. And that was really cool. So we did it in 2020 there. Then we did it in 2021 there. And in 2021, you're packed in like sausages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just tight because the word was getting out. So I went and I rented 297 acres. The biggest venue in the world. Like it's just, they throw the Tennessee State Fair there. It's just massive.
Dang.
The problem is the hotels were 15 minutes away and
Ooh.
smaller. Which was murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, I don't want to make the drive. I had buses going back and forth. It was such a logistical nightmare, but we made it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was such a big space. Like, all right, they would need change, or I'd be on the podcast stage in 15 minutes or something, right? So I would have to get in a golf cart, drive 10 minutes to get to the podcast stage. Like it was just too big. We had a helicopter there, so you could take helicopter rides with the ICCC logo on it. It was
That's awesome.
And then we had a demolition derby at night, which was a trip.
Sick.
Yeah. No, you never know what you're going to get at ICCC because it's not a convention. I like to throw a huge party for my Star Wars people every year and my collectors every year, and it's just gotten out of control big. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's all this is, and people look at it and I don't know. They don't really understand, but no, it's not as big as MegaCon, man. And maybe someday it will be. But what we have that no other convention has, and I know I say this a bunch, and I hope people actually look into it, but really look into a company called Informa, INFORMA. It owns about 250 of the conventions that happen in the United States and Canada. It's the biggest conglomerate in the world. It's run by a company that's been out of England since 1802 or something. You can look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And they make $13.5 billion a year. The reason why you see your favorite guest stars with the same exact logo, the same exact banner, the same exact wrap, the same exact website, the same exact app, the same exact everything at 40 different, 50 different, 100 different locations between the U.S.
They're all the same company.
It's because it's the same company.
Yeah.
So that's why we're never going to be that big, because they have, dude, it's like Walmart, man. And I'm like the grocery store where you buy your food. You know what I mean? Or
Here's the deal, though. People want the ma and pa grocery store feel.
dude,
and that's what.
And mom's upstairs in her toy store. That's why
Yeah.
these people that are giving me such heck, it's like, dude, I'm just a guy that these are my look, here's toys. This is what I like toys. I'm a man that plays with toys. Yeah. What do you know? Why can't you just let me play with toys? You remember these things? You probably don't. You're so darn young. But we used to have these, and you could put them on your finger and be like, rah, 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 rah.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
That is.
You have them all over your fingers, you know? I found one day, and I found 2. And I was like, oh, I'm grabbing those. And they're on my desk. But see, I'm just a nerd, man, that's been playing toys. This isn't my real job. So they threaten to cancel me. So what?
Yeah.
So then, you know what? If you cancel me and you do a good job canceling me in the con, and you want to cancel my wife's toy store and me or what, fine. Like, it's just what we do for fun. And if you make it not fun, we'll cancel it ourselves. Right. But we're never canceling ICC Con until never. Yeah. Because we did it without these people that are yelling at me anyway.
Yeah.
Like this is the 7th one. It's not like I started yesterday and grabbed Star Wars Theory.
Right. Like, yeah.
Do whatever you want. There's still, the hotel's been sold out for 3 months.
That's sick.
Do you know what I mean? It's like my people buy the hotel rooms. I don't.
But I almost didn't get one. I was on there the morning that they released, which I think was like December 1st. I was on there the morning they released, and I barely got one. And that's even Star Wars Sith came like this close to not getting one. He's like, "What is going on?"
That's because we have an actual literal separate fan base that is there, not even for the guest stars. The guest stars, to be honest, man, 90% of it is for the locals and for people that come from different places.
Yeah.
Like, this is the place for expensively rare, insane toys. That's
Yeah.
what we do. I have toy designers that go up on stage and talk about, I don't know, sculpting the 12-inch Boba Fett. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, if you are not a legit nerd, and that's why I'm not worried about it, man. Because if you're
Yeah.
not a legit nerd, this place isn't even for you.
Oh,
You know?
I'm gonna love this place.
Yeah, dude. It's you're gonna love it, man.
Oh man. So 2020, I think you said 2021, you had the helicopter, the big fairgrounds, that
Yeah, that was
kind of was
crazy.
too much.
That was 2022. Then we went back to
2022,
the
okay.
Sheridan for 2023.
Okay.
And we kind of had to get rid of a whole bunch of tables in the hallway and stuff and do different stuff, which ended up taking away tables and everything from my ability to sell. And it was great and everybody loved it and we had a wonderful time. But I was completely out of vendor tables, artist tables, and like everything. Even I couldn't even get more guest stars 5 months before the show.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? Like, we were just
Yep.
sold out of everything and we just sold tickets. We even sold out of tickets 2 of the days. And it's
Wow.
just because they're just, I don't know, man. It's really popular. You know what I mean? And we couldn't go back to that place because that place already didn't fit us. So I tried to correct that by dumping a bunch of vendor booths and dumping a bunch of artist tables. And you know what I mean? But that,
Yep.
it kind of corrected it, even though it was still a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it also, I mean, we had 5 months more of vendor tables and Star Wars theories. And, you know, I make this and I have these collectibles and so
Yeah.
it's tough, man. You know, I want to have the extra room. So we got the extra room and now I'd say we're about 75% full on vendor tables. We're completely out of artist tables.
Wow.
Press badges went out and we have a press waiting list already because people have been writing me since the Star Wars series thing to be like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, I could really use a press badge for blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, but there's like 25 people in front of you. And I can't be that guy because like some of them have been there before. It's just, we've caught such buzz already that somebody who hasn't come before told the Star Wars theory about us, who then contacted us because he was kind of sort of aware of us. You know what I mean? Like it was already snowballing before this thing is happening. And now that this thing is happening, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Get your tickets today. I'm quite sure they're gonna sell out.
Use code Gazer10. You'll get 10% off any of your tickets.
There you go.
So
go ahead, give it again. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. I was just gonna say, get your tickets. If you get your tickets, including VIP tickets, use code Gazer10. You'll get 10% off. So
unless you are retired or active duty military, and then we'll give you 25% off. Just go on the front page and scroll down.
Heck yeah, I love it.
Because thank you for your service and first responders and police and fire and.
Absolutely. They deserve it. They deserve it for sure.
Yeah, man. They're the ones that let us stay home and play Star Wars toys. So
right. Exactly. Do you so I don't know if I heard this correctly on one of the other podcasts, but this new hotel, were they kind of being sticklers about letting you book the whole thing at first? Or
they didn't really get it. Because see, I do something different. Okay. Most conventions will be like, hey, hotel, I would like to take 70% of your rooms and I would like to rent the venue, right?
Yeah.
What I do is I say, I would like to rent the venue, but only on a weekend that you can give me the entire hotel. And so what you have to do for that is you have to pay for it in advance.
Right.
Which is insanity, but I'm lucky enough to be in a safe position. You know what I mean? So I do that. But the reason why I do that is because, okay, I'm a Yankee fan, New York Yankees. Okay.
I'm sorry. Sorry for your loss.
Hey, that's all right. Man. But see, you cannot like the Yankees
Brewer
and we
fan,
can still
so
be buddies. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, what's the problem? But what happened is the Yankees went from their old stadium, which was awesome, to a brand new multi-bazillion-dollar giant Coliseum stadium.
Yep.
Now, the first 50 rows in Yankee Stadium does not have fans. It has corporate. It has corporate seats, corporate entities, Merrill Lynch, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And it makes the games not as fun. Because if you can't scream at Derek Jeter for catching a ball, then what's the point? You know what I mean? If you can't, and they can't hear you that far away. Right. So that's the same thing with us, man. I never want it to be that way. So that's why we really, we don't play the favorites, man. We You know, we try to keep it fair for everybody. Even vendor tables. Vendors pick in the order that they purchase tables. So, because I have a lot of friends that are vendors, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I collect
Yep.
Star Wars toys. So if I don't do it that way, then somebody's always asking or always writing or always, you know what I mean? Hey, Mike, could I pick first? And can I get an end cap? Can I get this? And it's
Right.
like, no, I take all of the bending the rules things completely out of my hands kind of deal. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I can be
Yep.
like, hey man, there's really nothing I can do. I want to,
Yeah.
but
I don't
and
even run that part. That's somebody else. So sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what, that's what makes it special though, man, is I am like trying. I have been trying since the inception of the original Facebook groups. I have been trying to make a place where it is safe and fun for everyone. Period.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
That is not corporate owned, because the problem is when it's corporate owned, then 10 people complain about Star Wars theory and they dump them.
Right.
And that's because they have a board of directors behind them going, we don't like the optics on this, and we don't like the blah, 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 and we don't like this. I'm throwing a party. If people want to come, cool. If they don't, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
If this ends up being what cancels me, then that's what cancels me. And I'll just retire and play with toys on my own. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this isn't my job.
Right. This is a side thing. I like to hang out with my friends. Yeah.
That's it. It's not
Yeah.
my fault that everybody found out about it. And it's like the coolest freaking weekend in the world. Sorry.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah. So you said this year the venue is obviously bigger, obviously,
Yeah.
with the hotel and the convention center. But also one of the things that I think I heard you talking about too is this time, like, you're not spending $40 on a meal next to the convention center. You walk outside,
Yeah.
there's Starbucks, there's McDonald's,
Dude.
there's,
Yeah, there's tons of places to eat and drink. There's tons of places to like go, like malls and stuff. So even if if you want to go out to a mall and grab a lunch and then come back, you can do that. The last place we were at, that was another thing. Well, here's the thing. You ready?
Yeah.
When you go in and you say, I want to rent the entire thing so I can make the first 50 rows not crappy like Yankee Stadium. Yeah. That's what it is. The hotel, the reason why the hotel has to be all fans and diehard fans, the reason why it sold out in like 30 seconds, like you were trying,
Yeah.
It's because that's where, like, dude, that's the sleepover. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't have a house big enough for everybody, so I rent a hotel. But it also ensures that everybody in those rooms is a collector or a nerd or somebody, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You got to be die hard. And if you're die hard, there's a place for you. And that's the most special part is, there's a convention. Absolutely. We got vendor tables out the wazoo. We've got table games. You can play Dungeons and Dragons. You can play video games. We've got different props and anime and specials and Ninja Turtles and a podcast stage and aerial Skywalkers that do a circus where they're flying around on ropes and stuff like it's bonkers.
That's
the
cool.
thing is that happens between 10 and 6 or whatever, depending on the day.
Yeah.
And then what happens is, if you are lucky enough to be one of the hotel people, then you all night long, there's things. Because what I do, unlike any other convention in the world, is I say, well, all right, I got the space rented anyway, because I buy it in advance.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I get to, they come out and they buy, sell, and trade in the lobby all night long. And they talk Star Wars, and they have lightsaber meetups, and they have fan meetups and podcast meetups. And there's one that they do a burlesque show. And it's like, I'm not there, do whatever you want, but sure, you could use a space. What do I care? You know what I mean? Make sure there's somebody at the door that doesn't let little kids in. It's nighttime. You're all adults. What do I care? But then we also have a guy reached out to me and he goes, hey man, I'm a pastor. And I was wondering, I've done it at some other sci-fi conventions. And he's like a friend that's volunteered for years. And he's like, is it okay if I put on a church service on Sunday? I go, as long as it's before the show, I don't care. Why do I care?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Everybody can play. So I don't care if it's a burlesque show or a church service. Like, everyone can either choose to go or not go to each individual event.
Right.
Even the events don't have anything to do with ICCC. But that's what's so special, because when you're in that hotel, I'm telling you, man, you will be hard pressed to find times to sleep. And not because it's loud, but because it's filled with fans. It is the world's biggest sleepover. And people just lump it in with the World Convention or Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
cool.
not. It's way better than that. Yeah, there's a Comic-Con, but
Yeah.
there's also creamer at a coffee shop.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I'm
But
so
yeah, the new
excited
venue,
for it.
you were asking, why was
Yeah.
it more expensive, or why was it cheaper for the new venue than the old venue?
Yeah.
The old venue raised the price exorbitantly. And I found out that that's a tactic that they do over time in order to, because they figure you're too lazy to redo it again. The thing is, they never met me, man. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'll go do it on the moon. I don't
Right.
care. What do I care? I need a box. I need a box with restrooms that's climate controlled
Right.
with a hotel. That's what I
Right.
need. Do you know how many hotels fit that bill in the world?
A
Now, there
lot.
aren't very many in downtown Nashville, but also we try to make it most affordable for the fans. Like, you can come to the convention and your parking is free during the day. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you stay overnight, they charge you, but that's the hotel. And that's so
Yep.
they can fit their hotel guests, which is totally understandable. Most other conventions, you're paying $35 to park.
Yeah.
That's before you walk in the door. You're paying $35. Then you walk in the door, and God forbid you want a Coca-Cola, it's $9, $12, right?
Yep.
If
Yep.
they sell beer, you want a beer, it's $15, $20.
Yep.
It's bonkers. You want a hot dog, that's going to cost you $8.
Right.
The thing is at ICCCon, there's food there. There's a hotel with food there. There's a restaurant with food there. Or you can literally walk out the door and there's Chili's and Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and every other kind of everything. Because see, here's the thing. Murfreesboro is awesome, right? It's right touching Nashville.
Yeah.
Direct highway. So nice and close and everything.
Yeah.
And then you get off on Convention Center Boulevard, which is like, what? Because here's the thing. We started a rodeo with a dirt floor, man. So Convention Center Boulevard is pretty freaking awesome. So you get off there and you go down, and it's an entire big giant new city.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Where they
Yeah.
have everything you could imagine that's brand new. But if you look at food in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, it's bonkers, man. So that's why you can literally go to Blaze Pizza, or you know what? I'm not going to mention people. I am looking for sponsorships. If you guys want me to mention your restaurant or whatever,
Ooh,
hook my
yeah.
people up with a coupon code, and
Yep.
I'll talk about you. But you can go to XYZ restaurant or food place that you enjoy regularly. And so if you go to, I don't know, let's say Subway, even though there is a Subway, and I'm not pitching Subway, and Subway is not endorsing this. But, well, and also I don't know anything because it used to be a $5 footlong, you know what I mean? But I don't
Right.
know how much a footlong is now. But anyway, you can literally eat if they have let's say they have a $5 footlong magically, right? You can go and spend $5 and eat your lunch. That no other convention in the world allows you
Right.
to do that.
Yep.
Because there is so much money in food and beverage. What we do is we are fans first and then promoters second.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that the lines aren't too long. We want to make sure there's a place to sit down if you feel like just taking a load off and sitting down.
Yeah.
Most other conventions aren't like that.
No.
We want to make sure that if you want to go leave, I always used to say, if you got your family, you're bringing your family, and you want to put 4 turkey sandwiches in your backpack and a couple cans of Coca-Cola, fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not going to stop you for that. I don't want to take away your money. I don't want, if you can only afford XYZ, I want you to only afford XYZ. I do not want you to go upside down or in debt to attend this thing.
Right.
I want you to have a wonderful time. You know what I mean? And that's what we have always done. And we try to offset costs for the customers because, number one, I don't want anybody getting upside down coming to our show. Number two, I want you to have more money to spend on toys because they're super duper fun.
Yes.
And number three, I want to have more money to get your autographs if that's your thing, or the photo ops, or the lightsaber, or whatever you want.
Yeah.
But we set up so many things, man. I wish somebody would come someday on a podcast or whatever, and somebody who goes to cons, right? Yeah. And goes, this is how much it costs to spend one day at MegaCon. And then this is how much it costs to spend one day at ICCC. And it's night and day difference because you don't realize they're pinching you because it doesn't say MegaCon on a parking garage. But you're still paying for it. It doesn't say MegaCon on the sandwich that you're eating or the plate of orange chicken you paid $35 for.
Right.
But that's how they get you. And people don't see that sometimes. And I'm glad that some people are in a comfortable enough position monetarily to not see that. But I mean, shoot, man, I was a kid. I was in college trying to find change in the couch cushions to be able to do my laundry. You know what I mean? Like, I just got lucky or worked really hard and had a really good job that put me into this tax bracket. You know what I mean? But it's like, I understand what it's like, man. I understand that in order to have a good time, in order to enjoy Star Wars, it doesn't require $40 million. You know what I mean? And anyone that that's the reason why I am always like, oh, go look up Informa. It's because, dude, it is such a corporate monster and they pretend it's not.
Right.
Like it's like a secret society of secret people. And they've even come in here and tried to buy ICCCon. You know what their pitch is? Here, I'll tell you their secret sales pitch. Nobody knows this, but I don't sign do not resuscitate or whatever. I don't know. What is it called? NDA.
NDA.
Yeah. You could either know I'm not going to say anything or think I'm going to say anything. But they come in and they're like, hey, we'll give you $1.5 million. What we do is we buy 51% of your convention. You have 49%. We tell you everything to do, but you still run it as if it's exactly the same as it always was. And you don't mention to anybody that we own it. And that's what they do.
Jeez.
It's so bad. And that's why if you look in the deep, and you could be like, what properties does Informa own over 50% of or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. Like, it's cons that you're like, that's called blah, blah, blah Comic-Con. It has nothing to do with like the big ones. You know what I mean? But it does. It's crazy. So we are just, dude, there's no conventions in Tennessee. There really aren't. The last one was like Wizard World that was anything of note. And that was Wizard World shut down, 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
So I just threw it because I don't know, because I like having fun and playing toys and playing Star Wars, and I live here. I don't know. That's what's crazy. It's like, what was your mission? To spread hate? No.
No. To hang out and have fun, baby.
Yeah, hang out and have fun. I mean, do you want to hang out and have fun? Even if you put up one of those comments or those angry comments, I encourage you to come and just try. Just see what it is, because man, I don't know. There's really not. There's not any hate there.
Right.
It's happiness, and there's all different people from all different walks of life that vote all different sorts of ways. But they leave it at the door, and just for a weekend, we all pretend that we're in a galaxy far, far away 40 years ago.
Right.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
So anyone that wants to come. You'll have a wonderful time, and you'll meet friends that become family.
Yeah.
And anyone that doesn't want to come, that's a bummer, and that's okay, though. And that's your choice. If you don't want to, I understand. And I hope that maybe next year you will.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know. There is no way I'm ever canceling somebody because somebody says something or 30 people say something when there's no proof of the something they are saying.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
So please don't kill my convention, because I like it and I like to have fun. So please.
We won't.
Please, people that are super angry out there, this is just, honestly, I have 80 podcasters coming. This is just one of the dudes, and he's not even doing a podcast at the show. He, got a vendor table. So please.
Yeah. Please don't shoot the messenger. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, it's going to be super fun. He seems super nice. Every time I talk to him, he knows it's Star Wars. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. Yep. He's not a fake,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. Half these people, I bet you sit them down at a Star Wars trivia contest and they'd get crushed.
Yeah.
Because they're a tweet trivia contest they do well at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Random tweets by random people trivia contest. Yeah. Oh, well, in 1996, blah 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 said.
Right.
Come on, man. Blah 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 said. As soon as you have to say blah 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 said, it's not the person's fault you're flipping out about. It's blah blah blah's fault.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So for those going to ICCC this year, including myself, do you guys sell like a swag bag?
Dude, we have like legit swag. You walk around and people give it to you. So I highly suggest you grab your swag. Yes, we have a convention store. You can buy a whole bunch of stuff. We actually even sell lightsabers, man. But so look, he's a direct competitor of mine. Bah! But no, I don't care. We sell them as like commemorative ones. But yeah, man, let me, you know what? I'll show you because I have one down here. But this was our specialty figure last year. Because see, here's the thing. There's people that sell Funko Pops there, But Funko is not there with a convention exclusive
Right.
because they don't care about us.
Right.
We're not a corporate con.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like Topps is not on site. We'll have AFA, CAS, JSA, I think CGC or something. I'm not even sure. Don't quote me on it. But we have like all the grading companies and stuff like they come.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is what we made.
Oh,
And this was the
bro.
convention exclusive figure last year. And it was created by Steven Radizak and Ron Rudat. Ron Rudat, if you don't know, is the guy who made... There you go. My Star Wars convention exclusive figure is a G.I. Joe figure. You're not going to be able to put your finger on what this thing is unless you come check it out.
Right. Exactly.
But let me get this case open. But yeah, this is actually mine because it's number one.
Heck yeah.
These were the convention exclusives, and you pre-order them at the convention, and then we make them. But it is a 100% custom exclusive figure.
That's
that was
sick.
made for ICCC, and it has the pinned. It's just like a GI Joe, except with a Star Wars style, and it's the ICCC Praetorian cohort. And the artwork was made by Ron Rudat, and Ron Rudat is the guy that created all of the GI Joes from like 1987 through 1998. Like all this artwork is Ron Rudat.
Dang.
And you see that on all the GI Joe cars. He invented the Cobra insignia. That's Ron Rudat.
Cool.
So Ron came and he worked with our guy, and that's Ron right there. And then he signed each one of them.
Oh, that's cool.
And then they have the, and then it's got the file card and everything. Like, I mean,
wow,
we're legit nerds, man. And that's what people don't understand. This is not some random Funko Pop with a different sticker on it.
Right.
Right. Like, we're legit collector nerds. Do you know what these cost to produce?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. And that's what people need to understand and need to find out about is you can't pigeonhole us into Comic-Con or whatever. We're like, look at this thing, dude. Look at how nice that is. Isn't that
that's
like
really
crazy?
Clean? That's really
He's
clean.
Even got accessories and everything, dude. Like,
that's legit.
The punch is legit. It's just not all the way through, so you can't it's unpunched still, but you could push that.
That's cool.
Like, yeah, man. And it's signed by Ron Rudat. But anyway, if anybody watches that, you could go to my wife's toy store and you could buy the extras, because that's the other thing. We even buy a few extra, so that way if one gets damaged in shipping going out to somebody, we have another one to send them.
Right.
There is no corporation here. It's people that care about other people.
Right.
I mean, what happens if your HasLab gets crushed? They just hook you up with another one? No.
Right. No.
They'd be like, call the post office.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
dude, that's cool.
That's the ICCC difference.
Yeah.
And if people would check it out, they'll see it, man.
I want to get some ICCC, like a t-shirt or a hat or something too.
Yeah, we do I don't have one of the t-shirts, but we do the hats. That might be that's an Imperial Commissary hat. But yeah, our hats are all flex fit. They're all nice. We do really nice stuff. And what was it? Oh, swag. You said swag.
Yes.
Some swag. Hold on. Because you know what swag is, right? So the legit nerds, what we do is we all create stuff that is like specialized to us, something we like. You know what? Somebody gave me a sticker last year. That was a piece of swag.
Oh, that's sick.
It's on my phone. But people make swag. I'm not at my house right now because I'm at the toy store, so there's really not.
You're good.
Swag here. But like the VIPs, they get a special piece of swag. There's always stickers, stuff like that. People make patches. The wrong place for me to show you. But so people make different kinds of swag.
Sweet.
Like this is a glow in the dark bracelet. So people will walk around and they'll have like a whole handful like this. And you want to trade, or else on the pins, they do a bunch of swag pins and stuff, and it's all on everybody's lanyard. You say, I love that one. You want to trade. And if you have your swag, then you trade it. And these are like people give out patches.
Yeah.
Or they say ICCC.
Business cards and stickers this year. I got a bunch of stickers being made. Yeah.
Patches. People do patches. That's the Imperial Commissary patch.
That's a sick patch.
Thanks, man. That's that's the original Facebook group.
That's cool.
So, this one, here you go. You want it? Here, you ready?
Yeah.
This swag is hilarious because I just realized what I've been talking about for the past 6 days. This is my wife's Facebook group, okay?
Okay.
It's the First Ladies of the IC. It is a girls-only Star Wars group. Been around since 2019. So you know I didn't make this up yesterday.
Right. Dude, that's awesome.
This is what I'm saying. People don't know who we are, man.
Right.
And it's not nice that they're calling us all these names that, you know, they don't know who we are.
Yep.
We're like just nice people that collect, you know?
100%.
Like, but anyway, blah, 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 whatever. Throw away that nonsense. Who needs that? We're living in a galaxy far, far away. But
Exactly.
yeah, bring your patches, pins, any kind of swag you think of. I wish I was at home because I have such cool swag. The whole wall going up to my collection room, the whole wall is made out of cork. Well, it's not made out of cork. I bought cork off Amazon and staple gunned it to the wall.
Love it. Love it.
It's completely covered with all the swag I get over the years. So it's awesome. I could have just walked you through there, but you should see some of them, man. There is one where they made like custom capes to go on Star Wars figures, but they'd be like, I don't know, like a crazy cape or a magician's cape with a little hat. Or
interesting.
Like somebody made a bunch of little pumpkins last year because it was kind of near Halloween, where it said ICCC on the pumpkin and you could light them up and I don't know, stuff like that, you know, and people bring their swag and they all trade their swag and there's swag trading times. If you go to the club table area, here you go. Here's another thing that I haven't talked about yet, but all these people calling me names, listen to this one. So we give like 30 tables away for free to clubs that grow the hobby. So if you grow the hobby, then you can apply for a club table and we'll give you a free club table. In the club table section, on Saturday and Sunday, and it's hosted by the Tennessee Star Wars Collectors Club. They do a swag trade. So say you get 2 or 3 pieces of the same one, you can go to this swag trade and you can trade with others so you can complete your sets. It's essentially, you remember when you used to go out and go Halloween candy with your friends, and then at the end of the night you all dump out your stuff in different piles and you're like, here's sweet tarts for whatever and here's Snickers for this guy, but I get all the Reese's. Like that, man, except with swag.
That's
and
sick.
Then also with your swag, I'm sorry, I'm so excited about swag. I love swag.
No, keep talking about it. I'm curious. I want swag. I do.
Yeah, I love swag, dude. So what happens is also with your swag, make sure you stop by the ICCC store and you trade a piece of swag and we'll give you a piece of our swag. Okay.
Oh, sick.
So you get a trade there at the store and then we put that in a bin, right? And then at night at the Airbnb, the leadership team of ICCC checks it all out and picks the best from the nights. And then on Sunday, we award someone swag champion of the convention. And you get a big trophy and we bring you up on stage. It's like a big deal, dude.
That's sick.
And then you get bragging rights for the year because you made some sick swag, you know?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you were like, is there any swag? Dude, there is so much swag. It is bonkers. Like, you know what? I just took a picture of my swag from last year because I was moving it to the cork board and I do a picture before that. So I have it in here. So I'm going to find it and then I'm going to put it up right here so you can hear. Yeah. But here's the swag from last year.
Oh, that's sweet.
Let me try to get it to zoom in properly. There we go. But, sorry.
If you send that to me on Facebook, I can pull it up right now.
Can I? All right. I'll send it to you right now. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
And another part you have to edit. Stop.
Yep. It's all good. It doesn't take me long to edit. I'm pretty quick with it. So I've gotten better, I should say.
Yeah, that's the way it is for all of us, man. We creep through it.
All right. So let me pull this up here real quick. I'll share my
But
screen.
yeah, on when you pull it up, I'll talk about it. But this was the swag I was given last year. So there was lots more swag. But here's some of them. It's got some of those the outfits pictured there on the left-hand side. There's that I love ICCC sticker that's on my phone. People make t-shirts. that poster there. If you could see, it's the Revenge of the Jedi, but it's Return of the Sheridan. You know what I mean? You're at the
Yep.
Sheridan.
That's cool.
So
People are very clever with this stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. No, it's no joke, man. People come correct. If you zoom in eventually and look and stuff, man, it's crazy what's in there. There's action figures people give out, poker chips, koozies, patches out the wazoo, pins, buttons, even actually all the way on the right there, that's not swag. Those are all the badges from last year. For the badges, we get one artist every year, and we give them a table so you can sign your badges.
Okay.
And we do specialty collectible badges. So we send out physical hard copy badges. It's not like a QR code. Yeah, there you go. Like there's an FX7 somebody did up, the 25 years of Star Wars at ICCC for the anniversary of Phantom Menace, I think.
There's the sticker you're talking about that you got on your phone.
Yeah, that's the one I have on right there. Yeah.
So the badge, that Boba Fett art. Ooh.
Yeah, that was the staff badge for last year. Oh no, it wasn't the staff badge because we had a buddy of ours, Rob Caruso, who passed away, and the artist wrote Rob with a heart on the X-Wing pilot, so we used that one.
That's sick.
But it would always be Boba Fett in real life because he's the best.
Have you guys decided the badge art for this year yet? Or are you guys still working on all that?
Yeah, the badge art for this year, it was just finished. I can send you that too, I think.
Heck yeah. I'm excited to see what like press is gonna get, what VIPs are gonna get.
Yeah, you won't know that yet. We have to keep it secret all the way until like you get it in the mail. And the reason why is because they're collectible badges and people will knock them off and sneak in.
Oh,
it started happening one year, man. There were a bunch of badges that our security, like I said, they're bonkers good.
Here's the deal. I'm not a dirtbag, so I would never think of stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I didn't think of it either, man. It ended up happening like the fourth year. Security found a bunch of people with like color paper badges. They like printed out the badges, dude.
Dang.
And we keep it super secret until it like happens.
Because yours are on like hard plastic, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They're collectible badges. I don't even know if I have. I was not prepared because I'm not at my house, dude. But yeah, they're really
totally
nice.
Okay.
But I don't have a badge here. But yeah, they're really nice collectible badges. Here, let me see. I'm gonna find the badge artwork for this year. Yeah, there you go. All right, I just sent it to you.
Okay.
And they were all made by an artist called Stephen Moore. And he reached out last year. And he was one of the, I think we had 12 artists that reached out. Because the thing is for an artist, it really, I mean, you get hyped up, man. Because we give you a table with a banner and people come by and get your autograph all day. Like, it's really nice. So there were, I think it was like 12 artists this year that applied. And he won. And our rules and our stipulations is they all have to be original artwork, no AI. And they have to be, well, you got to be really good at it. Like, obviously he is.
Yeah.
And we have to have the originals because eventually we do want to make a museum one day.
I think press, and this is just my 2 cents. I would love either Sebulba or our favorite little war criminal up there, Mr.
Chopper.
Chopper.
Beep, beep,
yeah.
beep. Chopper's fun, man. You might be fighting with staff for that one. My wife sure likes Chopper. I actually think this is the first year we don't have a Boba Fett in there because everybody usually jams a Boba Fett in there for me because I'm a big Boba Fett collector, you know?
Oh, I love me some Boba Fett. But yeah I love Sebulba.
I think there's been a Boba badge since year one. Dude, we had these badges once, man. I think it was the second year. And it was a drawing of a rocket firing Boba Fett. But if you went to, there were like 2 different locations. I can't remember what they were now. But you could get the blaster and you could get the rocket to complete them. And they were stickers that you put on the badge.
That's really sweet.
Cool. Yeah. But it's little things like that, you know, like that make it special, that make it not regular, that make it, I don't know, ICCC.
Yeah. I love it. I'm super excited, man. Looking forward to it. So where, just obviously people know about ICCC, but still I like to give the opportunity. Where can people find you? Where can people find go to ICC?
You can check it out, icnashville.com. It's also icmurfreesboro.com, also iccollectorsconvention.com. They'll all spit you out to the same website. Because like I said, when they were like, we're going to charge you double. I was like, I'm not just charging the fans more. And that's what they want you to do. They just want you to raise your ticket price. And I'm not doing that. So
No.
forget it.
I love it. I love
Which is crazy. I think we're the only convention in the world that has had like no inflation.
That's awesome. Was the hotel pretty surprised when you're like, nah, we're good? Like,
well, see, the hotel, the crazy thing is, man, the hotel doesn't believe you until it happens. Because it's very weird the way I do it. Because I'm telling you, just like the Yankee Stadium thing, I want to make sure it's filled with legit nerds. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not like I got my, I don't know, granddaughter's quinceañera that weekend, and there's 45 people that don't even like Star Wars in there. You know, I don't want
right.
that. Or sci-fi. I always say Star Wars because I'm a big Star Wars collector, but it's literally like everything, man.
Yep.
You know, every kind of fandom that has a toy. But yeah, they it's so weird to them, and that's the reason why I do it. And they like don't believe it. Like even I always warn the hotels, right? I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell a whole bunch of people because I put it out on my network, you know. I'm gonna tell a whole bunch of people on this day at this time that the hotel room, and I'm gonna put up the room block, right?
Yeah.
And I go, it's gonna put a lot of drain on your website. It's gonna, you know, might crash it, might do this. And they're like, we're fine, we're this, and every single one that said it to me, dude, it's hilarious. Everything that's every single person that said it to me, like every hotel, I'm like, listen, because I really try to warn them, you know, and they're like, no, we're the Hilton, we'll be fine,
right?
You know, we're the Sheraton, we'll be fine. And it's like, but you're not understanding because usually, you know, 30 people go to your website at a time, but it's going to be like 1,000, you know, like that in a second,
right?
And that's everybody booking their rooms, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it did crash the website a couple of times a little bit, and I'm sorry for that, everyone. But that's just the way it is, man. It's gotten popular, you know, and people want to be on site because on site is awesome. But the wonderful thing about this place is unlike the last place where I couldn't even have an overflow hotel because they were like a half a mile away. This place, all of the overflow hotels are right there. Like you walk out the front door of this hotel, walk across the parking lot, it's another hotel.
Dang.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's nice.
You're right there.
So
That's
that
nice.
way, we're going to be able to grow even more here. And people, even today, if you want a place that's right near the convention, there's plenty of hotels. Go on the Overflow Hotel webpage on ICNashville.com, and you can still get hotels. It's just not the host hotel. The host hotel it's I don't know. You know what I mean? It's where the magic happens.
I'm excited to be part of the host hotel.
Yeah, dude. It's you don't even know because you ain't been yet. Dude, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love
excited.
it.
I'm
like
excited.
It's gonna be the best thing and ruin you for all other conventions ever. But just don't think of it as a convention. Think of it as a big sleepover for a bunch of nerds. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Obviously there's still a lot of work to be done over the next few months as you kind of get up to, but I would like to, I mean, more than once, but at least one more time have you on before the convention and kind of talk about things as it comes down to crunch time. So
yeah, brother, I love doing podcasts like I always say, because the thing is you guys really grow this community and I love this community.
Yeah.
So anytime that me being on something or something can even help traffic even a little, I'm more than happy to do it. And it's just because the more people that know about this and the more people will get peace and enjoyment and happiness in their life. And every single person on all of those threads, whether it is defending or picking on, you need a little bit more happiness in your life.
Yep.
So why not just come and be happy?
Right. Exactly. I agree. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being on, and you've been super, super cool with me, and I appreciate it. So
anytime, bro. I absolutely love it, and I love what you do, and keep up the great work.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, go check him out. I'll put a link to the in the description to his wife's toy store, Icy Toys, there in Nashville. I'll put a link in the description. Also, I'll put a link for the ICNashville.com. Don't forget, like I said, if you use your the code Gazer10, you'll get 10% off your tickets, that includes the VIP tickets. So get on there, get your tickets now before they get all sold out. So if they aren't already. So
God.
Appreciate it, brother.
I really like the new place, man. I don't have to go find another place yet. Just made maps, man.
Right? Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone watching. Please like and subscribe, and may the force be with you always.